Hello everyone, welcome to Glue Book January 2023. I finally finished my glue book from last year, and if you are interested in that playlist and all the details for this book, that playlist link is in the description box below. So this is a scavenger hunt, and it is a collage scavenger hunt. And so there's been many questions, and I am here to try and answer questions about a scavenger hunt. Number one, what is a scavenger hunt? A scavenger hunt is a list of things that you go and try to find. It's a challenge. It's a game. It's something fun to do with the family. So I have given you a list of items, and you go and find those items any way you want to find them. That is what a scavenger hunt is. So this is a collage scavenger hunt, and it is for Glue Book January, and January has 31 days in it. So last year I made this little booklet. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing something this small. I did have a challenge finding items. When I found hard to find items, they would be, some of them were too small to put in my, or too large to put in my book. So it was a little bit of a challenge for me. All right, so there's 31 days in January. The list is 31 long, so that you have one list of 5 things to find in that day for each day of the month. All right, you don't have to do anything in order. You don't have to do each day on the day. You can do all of it in a day. You can do all of it in a year. There are no rules. Rule number 1, there are no rules. Do this any way that you want to do it. All right. Take the items on the list and do your best. Find what you can. If you can't find something, there's substitutions, wildcards, that you can substitute for something really difficult that you just can't find. I had a few of those myself. So, I mean, I get it. Not everybody is going to be able to find a snowman. I had difficulty with that one, and some other ones too. So wildcards are there so that you're not frustrated. You're not stressed out trying to find something that's almost impossible to find. So I did this one. I finally finished it from last year, and I will do a flip through at the end here. I did my book with 8 pieces of paper, 8 pieces of random paper, just some stuff that I had lying around that I didn't know what to do with. I tore into pages about this size to use as my pages. I used 8 pieces of random bits of paper. I folded them in half and did a little 3-hole pamphlet stitch to hold them together. And then I had this little booklet to use. You don't have to make a booklet specifically for the scavenger hunt. You can use a glue book that you have already. You can use anything like a notebook or something that you've already started, a junk journal, whatever you have, whatever you want to use, that's, it's up to you. There are no rules. Do it any way that you want to do it, all right? That's just what I did. I used 8 pieces of paper, which gives me 32 single pages. I used the first page to say, this is my scavenger hunt 2022. And I used a little pocket here to put my list in. So I had it. I printed it out. I copied and pasted from the description box and printed it out. So I had the copy for future reference. Originally, I had written everything down, but I thought it would be nicer if I printed it out. So I did. And now I've got a little pocket that it goes into. So that's what I did. I have one intro page, I guess it would be called, and then one page for every day of the month. What I did was I had my pamphlet, my little booklet here, and I wrote on each page what the day of the month, the day. One, 2, 3, 4. So I knew what page I was working on, because it does get a little confusing. So the numbers were on the page somewhere so I could see them. And I knew what I was looking for. So I started, I think I started actually with 29 because that's my birthday. And I did that one first because that's my favorite stuff. I made that day my favorite stuff to make a collage with, and that's what I did. And then I went and did, I think I did number 1. I don't even know. So it's in the playlist if you want to go look. So that's how I kept track of what I was doing. It took me a long time to find the items for my book. There's a couple ways to do it. You can find all your items first and then create the page with those items, or you can find the items and just paste them down on the page randomly without making a collage or anything. It's just a scavenger hunt. You can do that. I wanted to collect everything and then kind of make a collage out of the stuff. That's just the way I work. You don't have to do it that way. All right. So I found my things and I put them in a little basket. And I think I checked them off on my list so I knew that I didn't have to find any more. But what I really did was found as many frogs as I could. And then when it came to making the page, I chose the perfect frog that would work, the perfect size that would fit on the page with everything else, or, the perfect hat that would work. So I collected all the items and multiple of what I could. There were some items that I only found one of. That umbrella and the berry I could only find one, and my book was so small and the umbrella was so large that I had difficulty trying to place all the items on the page. So I made it I fiddled with it a little bit. I fiddled with it to make everything fit because it was the only one I could find. All right, so that's all this is. These are the pages of my scavenger hunt book with all the items. Well, actually, I haven't found a few, and I will do that. Here are the bonus items. I've got my list out here so I can... The wild card items is what that one was. Sorry. Wild card items was a fabric, and I haven't found a piece of fabric yet, so that is missing. An envelope, and I used this envelope to make the pocket. A rabbit, a cow, and duct tape. All right, so those are the wild card items. And then the 31 days of the month are here in this booklet. And I made a cover from a piece of watercolor paper, so it was fairly sturdy. And these are my bonus or challenge items. And there's a few missing on that one too that I still need to find. But all right, so I think that is it for the scavenger hunt details. All right, there are no rules. Do this any way that makes you happy, any way at all. Use any booklet that you might have, make your own booklet, figure out what size that you would like. You can collect all the things on the list and then paste them down, or you can paste them down as you find them. They don't have to be pictures of anything in particular. The new list has tape, all right? So it can be any kind of tape. It could be masking tape, washi tape, Scotch tape. It could be a picture of tape. It could be painter's tape. It could be anything. It can be anything. Think outside the box, all right? And I tried to make the list for this year a little bit easier. Something, and I don't have my list here, but something Egyptian. It can be anything that you would find in Egypt. Something old, something new, anything in Egypt, anything. It could be a person from Egypt, whatever you can find. And I did that so that they'd be a little bit more wide open and easier to think outside the box and think of something fun to add that no one else might think of. All right? I wanted to make it just a little bit, I didn't want to make it too difficult is my thing. I didn't want to make it too difficult. All right. So here is my scavenger hunt book from last year. I have almost finished it. There are a few things that I need to find. Here's my list, and we can go through it. So this is the wildcard items. I already described that. It has a pocket here for my list. So when I put it up on the shelf, I have the list with it, and I can remember what was on for each day. All right. So day number 1 is a stamped image. Here, this hand is a stamped image. Washi tape, the bicycles. A bird, number 1. Newspaper, eye, and something red. Okay. Let's see. Number 2 was a gum wrapper. Something old, and I have this picture of, I'm not even sure what that is. Some kind of engine or something, but it's definitely something old. A clock or watch, a star, and a boat or ship. All right. 3 is book text, a scribble, giraffe, a window, a famous landmark. And I did the pyramids for a famous landmark. All right. Number 4 is a menu, which is this part right here. This is a Chinese menu. A square, yarn, a photograph, and this is not an actual photograph. It's a picture of a photograph that I found in a magazine. So it could be a regular photograph or a picture of one. Number 4, and a statue. That's the thinker there. That's the statue. All right. Number 5. I should have a piece of paper here so I can keep my place. All right, number 5. A playing card, handwriting, a bow tie, a frog, a bottle, and a smile. All right. 6 is painted paper. My masking tape is here. I have this funny masking tape I need to use up. A can label. This is for spinach. I like this kind of spinach, and I do like the Popeye's on it. A hat and a cup. Okay. Number 7. This is my difficult one. I had a hard time finding an umbrella and a hard time finding a berry. The ones I found were pretty large, and my page wasn't really that big. So I had to fiddle around a little bit to figure out how to get that umbrella to fit on there. A tea bag is also one of the things, and I did not have a room for umbrella, this berry, and the tea bag. So I just put a little bit of the tea bag here so that I could include everything. So this one is a tea bag, a crayon rubbing, a fish, number 8, umbrella, and berry. So I had to fiddle around a little bit. It wasn't that easy for me. No, I did not go through my basket and find all these things and then make the list. I made the list, and then I did think that I had a lot of them, but I didn't. And so I made a master list, and then I separated all the items into 31 days, and then went looking and had some difficult times with some of them. All right, so number 8 is crossword puzzle. This is a tassel, and it's an actual tassel. Packaging, and I don't remember what that's from. A chair, a moon, and a mustache. Number 9 is a map, a fingerprint, and I did notice that I messed up and put fingerprint twice. I messed around with the master list, or when I had done it, and then realized way too late that some of the things were duplicated, so I do apologize. This is a question mark, cat, and balloon. All right. Number 10, this is wrapping paper, gift wrap, a bottle label, a bike, number 6, something orange, and a spoon. Okay. Number 11, this is wax paper. You can't see it because I glued it down, and now you can't see it, but there is wax paper here. Fingernail polish is here. I had done some spirograph stuff and put fingernail polish over. So there's fingernail polish here. Here's a bug, a car, and an arrow. Number 12 is a math problem, triangle, lizard, number 2, and a snowman. I had the toughest time trying to find a snowman. I live in Florida. It's not something that you find here very often. I think I found this in some junk mail, and it was the only one I could find. At least it was small enough that I could use it. Anyway, that one was a rough one for me. All right, number 13, junk mail. This is a piece of junk mail. I think it's an advertisement for some kind of insurance, but I like this little guy. Every time he comes in the mail, I save him for something. A hand, a mushroom, something pink, and a paint swatch. That teal bit right back there is a paint swatch. Number 14 is a candy wrapper, a paper punch, lace, and this is a sticker that I got at the Dollar Tree. It is a sticker of lace. I thought that was kind of cool. I'd had it for a while, wanted to start using stuff up, and so I thought I'd put it in here. A safety pin and a mermaid. Mermaid was another one I had difficulty with. I had a few mermaids, but they were huge. If I put a little bit of it on my page, you could not tell it was a mermaid. So I finally found these little guys and put them on. I'm not real fond of them, but they fit the category. So that's what I was stuck with. My mermaids were just too large. All right, so number 15 is a ticket, a coffee stain, a sequin. Oops, I don't have a sequin. Let me write that on my list. I need to go and add that one. There's a few items that I have not found yet and wasn't aware of that one. All right, so there's no sequin. All right, a mouse, something plastic, and a paper clip. My original thought was I would find something plastic like a little charm or something flat to hang on the paper clip, but I couldn't find anything. So I added this plastic wiggle eye instead. Maybe I will find a sequin that's plastic. I don't know, but I do need to add a sequin. Hope to find a fancy one, I guess. All right. So 16 is a Sudoku puzzle, a paint splat. Uh-oh. Another one. Isn't that nice? I have to go through this and figure out what I'm missing here. That shouldn't be too hard to find. A doily, number 9, house, and a picture frame. All right. Number 17 is cardboard, polka dots, a portrait, a leaf, and stitching. I actually used some embroidery floss and stitched lazy daisy stitches into the page. And then I covered the backside with this stuff so that you couldn't see the knots and stuff. It can be any kind of stitching. It could be a drawing of stitching. It could be a picture of stitching. All right, day number 18 is scrapbook paper. That's these polka dots here. A book illustration, and this little lady with a hat came out of a dictionary. Confetti. Now these two little strips right here are confetti that came out of a parade float. So my confetti is a large-ish. You might be able to only find tiny little confetti, but that's what I found. If you have little tiny confetti and you don't want to make a great big mess, put it in a little Ziploc bag. Staple it to your page. You've got confetti. All right. A vase, a cartoon, and a key. All right. 19 is graph paper, a red pen mark, purple thread. I don't know if you can see it, but that is my purple thread. Number 7, a camera and a tree. Day 20 is a crayon wrapper, a logo, and I chose Morton Salt. I like the little girl with the umbrella. A ribbon, and I stapled the real ribbon on there. A butterfly and a shoe. 21 is a color book page, postage stamp, a flower, a queen, something silver. This tissue paper is silver, and a silhouette. And that's a rubber stamp silhouette of a seahorse. So this is flower. There's a flower on here. I could have chosen to say the color book page has flowers on it, so that is 2 categories. Or the stamp has a flower on it. That's 2 categories. I decided I would do a flower as well. So I actually have 3 flowers on here. All right. Number 22, having major difficulties. Here's a little 22 here to remind me that I'm on day 22. So it's yellow pages, a stenciled pattern, a dragonfly, a sun, and a bell. Well, I have not found a dragonfly, sun, or bell. I did have a dragonfly, but I used it as a paper punch. I mistakenly used it as the paper punch on a different page. And so I am still now looking for a dragonfly. A sun should be pretty easy to find, just haven't found one yet. And a bell, have not come across a bell of any kind. So that is really the most unfinished page of my entire book. We'll get there though. All right. 23 is music. I put that in the background. A clothing tag. I stapled that into the book. A door. Number 5, a heart, and a seashell. Okay. 24 is security envelope. 3 staples. I just stapled into the page. A feather. Number 3. I do have a number 3 somewhere. I need 24, a number 3. Oops. That should be pretty easy to find. All right. 20, where are we? 25. Here's foil, spirograph. I just did a little thing on a security envelope. A sticker, and this owl here is a sticker. A turtle. A musical instrument is the guitar, and a plane. All right. 26. A napkin. This yellow flower thing here is a napkin. Stripes. Something blue. A horse. And a telephone. $27 is a lottery ticket. It's the lottery ticket paper that I used. I don't actually do the lottery. So I just used lottery ticket pages, the paper that you pick your numbers from. That's what I used. A smudge. And I noticed that there was a smudge here on this page. So I'm counting that as my smudge. Something gray, a crown, and a baby. 28 is a sewing pattern, a shoe bottom stamp, and that's what this green stuff is right here. It's shoe bottom stamp. A castle, a face, and a paper bead. I made a little paper bead, used a piece of string, stitched through the page so it hangs on the page. That's my paper bead. It's flat. I didn't want it too thick because I knew it was going to hang there, so it's flat-ish, but it's still a bead that I strung on this piece of this 2 pieces of thread there. Okay. 29 is tissue paper, and I've used that twice in this book. I should have used a different tissue paper. Foreign text, and that's Russian. Circles, crazy lady circles. Wings, and an elephant. I did that page first, and I actually picked those items for that day because it is my birthday, and I wanted my favorite things on my birthday page. So I did that one first, and I kind of like the way it turned out. All right, 30 is a word find puzzle, a fingerprint. I need to put another fingerprint here. I knew I had it on there twice. I couldn't figure out where it was. Let me write it on my note here so I can get it done. A dog, a spaceship, and a calendar. This is one of those little tiny desk calendars. September 2, September 3. It was a little cat one. And so that's what I've added to the page. 31 is a paper bag, and that's that brown thing in the back there. A doodle. Here's my doodle of some lips. A button, which is not here. I need a button. Didn't know I was missing that one either. An apple, a birdhouse, and a light bulb. All right. So that is my booklet right here. And the cover, I decided I was going to do the bonus challenge items. And I didn't find all of them yet. There's some of them I'm still missing, but the bonus challenge items are a puzzle piece, which I have not found yet. I haven't figured out where I put all my puzzle pieces. A nest. Here's the nest. Something from a board game. Here is Who Loot. It's Who Monopoly. The money from that. A seed packet. Now that was huge, and I didn't know I didn't want it to take up the entire thing. And then I thought, well, I'll make a pocket out of it. And that didn't really work either because I needed a place for the bonus items. So that's my seed packet. I'm still not sure exactly what I'm going to do with that. I might have to make another little page or something. I don't know. A drawing. The eye is a drawing. It's a picture of a drawing, actually. I found in a artist catalog, I think. Bingo card. Here's the bingo card. A cigar band, and that's that little thing right there. Embossed image is the fish. It's embossed. Alligator. A joker I haven't found yet. I can't figure out where I put my cards. All my playing cards. I have put them someplace so that I won't lose them. Lost them. All right. I will find them eventually. All right. So this is vellum. It is from a Chinese restaurant. It's the little vellum bags. I put that in there. An egg. Here's an egg. Ballerina. I have not found one small enough to put in here yet, so I'm still looking for that. A llama. A football. A rainbow. A cherry. A nut. I have not found a nut yet. A fairy. A handmade stamp image. Here's my handmade stamp. I stamped it on this piece of paper and put it on the background here. Where am I? Spiral. Pizza. Chopstick wrapper. A coin. Joss paper. Here's some Joss paper. Cupcake wrapper. Mona Lisa. Eiffel Tower is here. Something that starts with the letter Z. I chose a zebra because it was easy. A roller skate. Dot-to-dot puzzle. That comes out of a children's activity book. And a paper cup or plate image. I had these paper cups that had these little animals on them, and I tore the cup apart and cut him out and put him on here. So he's from a paper cup. But, you know, paper plates sometimes they've got floral images on them or something. You can take a piece of the paper plate, take the backing off of it so it's not too hard to glue down, and glue that down. So I have a few things still to look at, to look for, to add, but on the most part, it is finished. So if you are finished with your scavenger hunt from this year and haven't done the one from last year, there is a link in the description box below. I'm going to put my list in here before I lose it, so that you can see all the details. I do believe I have at least one process video you can watch me make. I think it's day 1 that I did. The details for the list itself for last year, how I made the booklet, and just some of the details, finding the items, and some ideas on last year's list. So I hope you all have some fun with it. I know I got comments last year about the kids loved it. The husbands had a great time. I don't know how many people commented that their husband was really enjoying looking for things. Like they'd go through newspaper or whatever and find an item or whatever and ask if that would work or whatever, going through a magazine or whatever. Husbands were involved. A lot of husbands were involved in this project last year. So it's fun for everyone. It would be fun for kids. Just, something to do. So that's all it is just something fun. Don't stress over it. Don't worry about following strict rules. Don't worry about a time frame. It can be done in a day. It can be done in the year. It can be done 10 years from now. It doesn't matter. The main purpose is just to have some fun. Just some fun. Stress-free. Don't stress. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching.